Aaron Rodgers, Packer Nation, congratulations. Hopefully we will be there next year. Hello everybody and welcome to WineLibraryTV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And we're going value today. As you can see, I'm pumped up. Secretly, I'm pretty excited that the Steelers did not win the Super Bowl. I actually didn't even watch the second half. I watched the first half. Then Lizzie and I watched 4 episodes of Gossip Girl. Caught up on Gossip Girl in the second half. That's how emotional it was. I mean, the loss, every time, an episode was over, we'd switch over and check on the score. When I saw it was like 28-25, and I saw Ben had the ball with a minute 40 mod, I was like, not again. What did you think? You thought he was going to score, didn't you?
I thought
what happened in the second half? Were the Steelers dominating?
Steelers woke up, came back, and made it a game.
It was like the reverse of their game against the Jets. Weird. Anyway, really wanted to focus on some value wine. 10, 10, and 8. 28 bones is my entire table here today. And so I'm pretty interested about it. Got a question of the day, actually. This is an important one. Lurkers, I need you to come out. This is important. You can see I brought it right to the top because I just thought of it and I really want it. I need yeses and nos, and I need you all to come out and answer it. I need the counts up. 5, 6, 7, 800 today. Do you have an iPhone or iPad? iPhone and iPad if you have both, but break it down. Do you have an iPhone or an iPad? All right, so let's focus on value. I really went to some interesting parts of the world. I went to my favorite part of the world. I went to an intriguing part of the world, and I went to a part of the world that I think I'm just fascinated by. And let's start with it. Mulaplas Langtefel 2010 White. This is a 58% Sauvignon Blanc, 36% Chenin Blanc, 6% Semillon. Little white blend from South Africa, from Stellenbosch. And on paper, this is where I want to see South Africa go. The reason I picked this wine was because I think these 3 varietals can shine in South Africa. I think South Africa needs to find an identity, something to latch onto. I think Malbec has been humongous for Argentina, not just Malbec, for Argentina as a whole. There are other varietals. I think Argentina with Tarantes has another thing brewing in kind of Pinot Noir for Oregon. I think South Africa, and listen, people are going to be like, what? Pinotage, I get it, but Pinotage is very, very not mass friendly. It's a very distinct flavor, and there's a big part of me that does feel that they should attach to Pinotage, but I have this weird feeling that South Africa can be really known for their white wines, that I think when they blend amongst Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, and Semillon, they can be really interesting, and the price points are spectacular. This wine is 10 US bones. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. So right away, you get kind of that grassy, kind of like gooseberry, grass sensation, a little green pepper might smell it. So the Sauvignon Blanc is dominating the aromatics because you almost get like Sauvignon Blanc New Zealand style nose. You get that?
Yes.
If I was sniffing this blind, I might be getting trapped, luring myself to New Zealand because it's got that. But on the tail end, if you're really sniffing, you get a little hint of like this papaya tropical fruit thing going on, and that would make you still stay in that part of the world, but would kind of like be intriguing because it's not like, it would either make you think it's a premium Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, or start making you wonder, could this be from somewhere else? This is a California Sauvignon Blanc trying to act a little New Zealand, things of that nature. So let's give it a whirl. Solid acidity, nice mouthfeel. It's funny, on the initial attack, it came so soft. It was like, when you like shake somebody's hand and you get like putty hand, you're like, what? Like you shake some dude's hand and it's like, you're like, oh man, like there's something like just turns you off. That's what happens with wine sometimes. That initial, reaction, it had like putty mouth. Like it was like, meh. It looked like nothing was going to happen. I was like, are we in H2O category? But on the mid palate, you start picking up some of the acidity and the finish is explosive. As a matter of fact, I'm shocked that I'm still tasting this wine, and I'm all zingy and zangy on the back end of my palate, so the acidity's really crushing me back here, and I'm enjoying it. You know, I like this lemon, lime, cilantro, papaya, kind of guava, tropical thing going on. We shouldn't deny the fact that there's some grassiness, but this is a refreshing and intriguing alternative to New Zealand $10 to $15 Sauvignon Blanc. It still has that grassiness and that raciness and that green pepper thing going on, but there is more tropical fruit coming through on the back end that is similar to some New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, but you clearly are starting to see a little bit of that Semillon because of the mouthfeel. It's a little more oily. I like that. At the end of the day, it's not complicated enough to get excited, right? It's an 86 plus point wine, which is not awesome and, you know, kind of like, that's not so cool, but I think it's very serviceable. And at $10, I think, and I might even be, you know what? I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to go 87. I'm being tough. I have this weird feeling. I think like I'm going to get tougher. I don't know why, but I'm going to go 87 points on this. It's very, very serviceable stuff. It's very fresh. It's very clean. It's not completely boring with a hint of boring. And it's okay. It's okay. So let's move on. Let's go to Chinon, which is 5,000 acres in the Loire Valley of France, making some of the most interesting wines in my opinion. And this is a cooperative effort, so this is like a big kind of like just a brand, like a label play. Lavine and Vern. This is a $10 Chinon, 100% Cabernet Franc from 40 to 50 year old vines, and this is aged in massive cement tanks. Not like the small oak things that you see in the pictures and all the Napa Valley wines. Massive cement tanks. It's a cooperative kind of label. Again, so it's a really kind of intriguing little play. I'm excited to see what's going on here. Chinon, as many of you Vaynerchuks know, and let's give out a couple of shout-outs to Vaynerchuk. I want to give a big shout-out to John_J from Atlanta, leaving a lot of comments. You know, there's a lot of, and then there's Jim in Atlanta. That's the username. So John_J and Jim in Atlanta, you need to connect to each other. Like, give each other a shout out right now. You might live close to each other. I want to start bringing some of the Vaynerchuks in the comment section together, like the old school SS Chris and Kahunas and Tampa Steves and Italian Stallions and Barbados and Hamelia. You know, as you know, I want to bring them all together. Phil_G, thanks for your comments. Alan, I always want to give out. Does Alan leave too many comments, Mott? I mean, Alan with a double L. He rolls deep, right? He does. JZ13 has been with us a long time. So Mark in Belgium. And Jim Sharp, a new guy, only 6 comments. But I like Jimmy Sharp's energy. Anyway, little pepper coming through here. Little greenness, which is nice, but a little bit more fruit than I'm accustomed to. I'm a hardcore Chinon guy. I want celery sticks stuffed directly in my face. I literally want you to take a bell pepper and turn it into a boxing glove and punch me in the mouth. That's what I like from Chinon. This is a little more subtle. There's some more red fruit going on here. It's there, but it's subtle, and I start believing right away, as a buyer for a store that hits a lot of consumers, this is more friendly. This is why you bring in Chinon like this. It might not have the complexity or the depth, but it starts opening up the world. Think about this price point, 10 bones. 10 bones. So I'm interested in opening up your horizons. It's so funny how I don't want to make this commerce, this show. Like, you know, I was fighting in my... You know how you can think while you're... Even as fast as I'm going? I was going to throw out, like, a free shipping code for, like... Because I just want... Just on this bottle. And ship, you know, one bottle, like, to the West Coast. We're like... It's more than we charge. But I don't want to do it. But anyway, it was just... It's interesting. The battle. Anyway... Please go out and find Chinon, and if you do buy from WineLibrary.com, you know, find some of these less expensive ones, or go and search Google, you know, shops and wine search or whatever it is. Find some less expensive Chinons. Open up your horizon. I like the way this is smelling. There's a little Tanat kind of quality to it, which is coming up next, which is very dark. It smells nice. Let's give it a whirl. Yeah, I just love this style. Pretty simple, lighter than the Chinon I tend to drink. But when you have a flavor you like, it almost doesn't matter, right? Like if you like apples, you like them. And I'm just a big fan of this varietal. I think Cabernet Franc, especially in this part of the world, brings thunder. This is a lighter style, so Pinot Noir drinkers, Trouty, try this. Trouty's on hand here. Trouty, give a shout. People love you. Give a little hi to Trouty.
Hey guys.
It's a little lighter. This, I think, really hits the palate of people that are exploring Beaujolais and Pinot Noir. So it gets a little lighter, but it's got more of these like sharp, very edgy flavors that aren't as mellowed out as those two categories tend to be at times. Beaujolais more so than, entry-level Burgundy. But it's very hard to find nerdy wine for $10 like this. What do you think? You like it?
Lighter body, yeah.
Lighter, right? You feel too. It's lighter. So like, let's paint the picture. It's a lighter Chinon. That's probably why it's $10. But it's serviceable. And what I like is it's a very inexpensive way for you guys to expand your palate. Let's call it 88 points. Nice solid stuff. Doesn't crush me. But I think an 88 at $10 from a part of the world that normally charges $25 to really start tasting is an interesting kind of thing. And so far I'm pretty happy. I mean, kind of hoped both wines would show a little bit better, but neither, you know, walking into this show, Mott, I was like, is this going to be one of those where I get all pumped? I'm looking for value, you know. I know the kind of shows we've been doing lately, you know, Friday with Pops here, everything was like 60 bones, so I want to continuously mix it up. I want to hear from the CKCs. If you're watching this right now and you don't know what I just said, then you're new and that excites me. CKC, the College Kid Crew. If you're part of the CKCs, please hashtag it down below. Leave a comment saying, I'm down with CKCs. And mention your school if you're in college. Because if I see 5 or 6 from the same college, I may just have to, on this book tour. Oh, by the way, Mom, where's the book? Where's the book, Phil? Okay, throw it away.
It's right there.
Yeah. Little plug, Vayner Nation. Going on a massive book tour for this, the Thank You Economy, starting in March. We'll have those details shortly. But I'm, you know, and you watch this for the wine, not for the whole marketing stuff I do, but I'm thrilled to go and drink some wine afterwards, conceivably, so keep an eye on that. Anyway, plus I've got to tape some shows on the road, so we'll talk about that. Anyway, CKC's, College Kid Crew, leave some comments. Let's get to the next wine. I'm confused. Is this my rinse? I'll do it again. I lose track. Let's zoom in, and let's talk about Toscanini 2008 Tannat from Uruguay. Uruguay is becoming a very intriguing place for Tannat. Tannat is varietal first from Bordeaux, but used very infrequently. Tannat was brought over to Uruguay in the early 19th centuries by Basque settlers. It's a varietal that is really gaining steam in Uruguay. Uruguay in itself is gaining steam. You know, it's kind of like in the southeast part of South America, not all the way down at the tip, but kind of, you know, it's down here, it's right up here. You know, normally when we talk about South America, it's Argentina, it's Chile, but I have a feeling in the next 10 years we'll be talking a lot more about Uruguay, and don't sleep on Peru and Brazil, especially with Brazil hosting the Olympics and the World Cup. If they make a big push on their sparkling wines, it could get intriguing. But this Tannat from Toscanini, let's give it a sniffy sniff. Tannat, very dark. Tannat is believed to not be, oh, wait a minute, I said from Bordeaux. I was thinking about Petit Verdot. I was associating. Tannat is from the Mataron region in France. I'm sorry, so reverse that. Tannat, you know, originally from the Mataron region in France, so not Bordeaux. Tannat is from the Mataron, very dark grape. You know, for some unknown reason, I always think of Tannat and Petit Verdot in my own mind together, which is why I said that, because they're two varietals that I think are under the radar, making great stuff in France, which is kind of like where everybody loves to wrap their head around, but still don't get the credit that they deserve because they haven't really been embraced by themselves. But if this was Wine Library TV 1850, first of all, I probably wouldn't be able to get away with all the antics, and second of all, Merlot would not be talked about as well. Didn't get to its place as a grape by itself until like the 1980s. So why am I going back so far? If this was the 1960s versions, Mott would be smoking a lot of pot, and I still would not be talking about Merlot. So I really want you to understand that some of these varietals will pop and get bigger as even the development of this show goes on. So Tannat, very interesting stuff, very dark, not really drank by itself often because it's such a big wine. Even in Uruguay, it tends to be blended with Merlot and even Pinot Noir. Sniffy sniff. Aromatically challenged. Let's give this the AC nod. Not a lot going on. A little dark berry, a little blue fruit, maybe like a blueberry, but like one blueberry, like not blueberry jam. Kind of, you know, tarty. I don't know. Not super awesome on the nose. Let's give it a whirl. And this is kind of what I was worried about it. I was kind of looking at the bottle and was like, it's kind of like cheesy. It felt like it was like, I don't know. I didn't like the marketing of the package, the bottle. I was worried, is this going to be just like somebody just makes Tannat for the sake of Tannat to get it in? And That's a little bit of what I'm kind of feeling here. I'm not loving this wine. Very simple Tanat, very light. Similar, again, when you get inexpensive price points on varietals, they'll tend to be on the lighter side. There's not as much concentration. But this is lacking really pretty much anything. I mean, this just tastes like sour red wine. You know, we were dissing on Chianti last week and not really excited about a lot of what's coming out of Chianti. This is a really disappointing effort to end a show that has been pretty fun, and I appreciate you sticking with me. I'm going to score this wine 77 points and give it a major pass. Unacceptable. Scares me because now I'm like, you know, Tanat's too young. What we need to do is, hey, Uruguay, pass this on if you know anybody in Uruguay. We need to find that $15 Tanat that really brings it and acts like a $30 to really start opening up doors. This is not going to do it. Question today is, do you have an iPhone and or iPad? CKCs, I need you lurkers. Jump out and say hello. Really want to thank everybody. You know, what is it? Fish smells from the head, or I don't know, whatever. You know, I feel like my energy for the show has been much higher lately. I'm just much more into it. Not much more, but I'm definitely more into it, and I can feel the love coming. And you know, it's like a vicious cycle. It's like working out, right? When I work out, I don't eat poorly. When I eat poorly, I don't work out. It's like all in with me, and you know, more energy. You guys are giving me more comments. Those comments, I'm like Pac-Man. Every time you guys leave a comment, it's like bop, 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 bop. I'm like eating those little balls. I love it. Feed me, you. With a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not. Oh, congrats, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Congrats. Hopefully Jet fans will be there next year. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is The Thunder Show, a.k.a. the internet's most passionate... Let's start again, because I'm definitely doing it. Oh, congrats, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Congrats. Jet fans hopefully will be there. Hello, everybody. It's so hard when you're in rhythm.